One Zambia, one nation, and thanks for joining us on Zanis News. To present, my name is Juliet Ntele. Top stories in the news tonight. Over 250 livestock slaughtered in Kalomo. Borehole drilling launched in Lusaka. Kapiri Urban Clinic receives eye equipment. Plus, social cash transfer makes positive impact in Nakonde. Zanis News in detail. The veterinary department in Kalomo district has destroyed over 244 goats and 15 sheep which were being illegally transported from Zimba to Kasumbalesa border on the Copperbelt province. This follows the ban on movement of livestock to contain the spread of anthrax. Here are the details.
The veterinary department in Kalomo has destroyed 259 animals whose transporter contravened the livestock movement ban within the anthrax-affected districts of Southern Province. Dr. Anna Omambo is district veterinary officer and gives an account over the development.
Destroyed goats and sheep in total amounting to 259. These goats, some of them, about 206, came from Zimba with a movement permit. That was before the ban for movement of livestock in the province was instituted. In Zimba, they had issued a movement permit for only 206 goats. But when the transporters reached in our district, which we have anthrax disease here, the transporters had made a diversion along Mapatizia Road where they loaded some more goats which they wanted to transport to Kasumbalesa. So we impounded. When we got news that there were some people that were loading goats in our district.
He gives a strong warning to would-be found offenders.
We are destroying them in line with the Animal Health Act number 27 of 2010. And I want to give just a stern warning to the members of the public, especially our members here in Kalomo district, that please, let's not find ourselves in situations where we contravene against the law.
Anthrax has broken out in Sinazongwe, Kazungura, and Kalomo. Martin Mashekwa, Zanis, Kalomo in Southern Province.
Farmers in Chiwambo district have started redeeming their farming inputs from various agro shops using the electronic voucher system. Chiwambo District Commissioner Lloyd Kayeka has advised the farmers to verify with agro dealers the available stock before they redeem their inputs. Here are the details from Trevor Lubala.
Farmers in Chiwambo District have started redeeming their inputs under the Farmer Input Support Program FISIP for 2023-2024 farming season. The program, which is being implemented in the area through an electronic voucher system, was flagged off by Chiwambo District Commissioner Lloyd Kayeka.
We have a good number of agro dealers, suppliers, to service all the farmers in time, and they are willing to take the inputs as nearer to the farmers as possible. I don't want any farmer to bring those complaints. When you have seen these agro dealers are so many and some are well stocked, you do it deliberately. You go to one who has no inputs, you go and draw on the promise that he will be Ndavakawen.
District Agricultural Coordinator Dennis Chula urged the farmers not to share the inputs.
We don't want to see sharing of inputs. The government has put other measures in place for those who will not benefit from FISIP.
And Chief Liteta is happy with the timely distribution of the farming inputs.
Kalumba government kwamba itorangirisha busungo w'abantu society community munebo mombe cyane ma policies aya afumende atolere
chinene napo bwesa fertilizer iyi kuyamkuisebenzesha alimwa busongo mabona not nanga bwesa fertilizer oteka kunachugulisha ne parwangu ngashipangi olo mistake.
And agro dealers have assured the farmers that they have stocked enough imports. Trevor for Zanis in Chibombo District.
Thank you, Trevor, for that report. Now, Northern Province Agriculture Coordinator Sylvester Nyendwa has called on farmers to desist from buying inputs from unlicensed agents. Mr. Nyendwa says farmers are at risk of being scammed by people who might take advantage of them. Here are the details.
As farmers begin to plant their crops, issues of getting quality seed and fertilizer becomes paramount. And some unscrupulous people take advantage of the farming season to flood the markets with fake seed to scam unsuspecting customers. Northern Province Agriculture Coordinator Sylvester Nyendwa is therefore encouraging farmers to buy imports from certified agro dealers.
Be on the lookout, especially on the quality of seed. From which stockist you buy matters a lot, because your security is guaranteed if you go for a stockist that is well registered with government, or that is well known stockist for the seed. There are quite a number of seeds that might be circulating on the market that may not be of good quality for a farmer to plant. Once you plant a wrong seed, you have compromised already on your production.
Mr. Nyendwa has also encouraged farmers to keep record of the seeds they buy.
Please do not throw the sack where the seed is packed, and that sack should also have a tag or a label. Those are the witnesses for you in case you are affected in terms of production, because you can claim compensation from the particular seed supplier.
And Kasama District Commissioner Elizabeth Goma had this to say.
Urging all the farmers that if they are to buy seed or fertilizer, let them go to the dealers, those that are known by the government.
Chibibi Nyongani reporting for Zanis in Kasama District, Northern Province.
Meanwhile, farmers in Kabwe District are elated with the early distribution of inputs under the Farmer Input Support Program for the 2023-2024 farming season. District Agriculture Committee Chairperson Grino Kabaso says the early distribution of inputs will enhance production and productivity. We have more in this report.
About 20,764 farmers in Kabwe are expected to benefit from the Farmer Input Support Program FISIP during the 2023-2024 farming season. Kabwe District Commissioner Leno Shimwambwa says the quantity of fertilizer being distributed for the district is 3,114 tons of both urea and D compound, amounting to over 120,000 bags of the commodity which is already in the district.
Under Kabwe beneficiary list is we have beneficiaries of 20,764 that will benefit from the e-voucher program that today now will be ready to get on with. Our farmers will be able to benefit. And to be very honest, Honorable Minister, for the last 2 years, just the time that we took over government, we struggled. We went into December and at times into January trying to put these inputs together. But to thank His Excellency, the Republican President, for ensuring that this program is running timely. I know we have an e-voucher program, and we want to see how it goes, but we are ready as Kabwe.
And Central Province Minister Princess Kasune, who visited the storage sheds, has directed Central Province Permanent Secretary Munamana Kampwe to be on top of things and ensure distribution is done in an orderly manner.
Yeah, so we need to follow this up, and the permanent secretary is going to be on top of this, because this is what makes us Zambians. This is what our people want. Yeah, and
effective and efficient.
Absolutely, absolutely, and it has to be timely. Like the president has been singing to all of us, whatever we do, let it be effective, let it be timely, and the right pricing. So, okay, so
thank you so much.
Provincial Agriculture Coordinator Alex Chilala is elated that the distribution has finally started.
A very exciting moment. I think I can feel my shoulders being, offloaded a bit, because this is what we've been waiting for a long time. We had, teething problems here and there. I think here you are, you've delivered, Minister. The province is now able to distribute inputs to our farmers.
And farmers are also elated with the early distribution of the inputs.
Apo wa minister na mwaya kuri bakateka mufile mwaya beba tawa mafamazi na basekera.
Daniel Billy, Zanis Jones in Kabwe District, Central Province.
We continue with the news. Lusaka District Commissioner Rosa Zulu has launched the drilling of 20 boreholes in selected wards of the district by the Muslim Social and Welfare Trust. Ms. Zulu was speaking in Kanyama constituency's Chinika Ward 11, where one of the boreholes has been drilled. Join Mijelo Mwemba with the details.
The Muslim Social and Welfare Trust in Lusaka District has donated 20 boreholes to be drilled in wards among Lusaka-based constituencies under the borehole sinking project worth 600,000 kwacha. Lusaka District Commissioner Rosa Zulu launched the sinking of the donated boreholes at Kanyama Central Primary School ground in Chinika Ward in Kanyama constituency, where the first of the 20 boreholes has been drilled.
The Muslim Social and the Welfare Trust, they have given us 20, but we are still lobbying from other people who can also come in. As you are aware that in Lusaka we have 38 wards. We will go flat out before the rainy season. We will make sure that we have about 20 boreholes all over Lusaka.
Muslim Social and Welfare Trust Coordinator says his organization is delighted to supplement government's efforts in the provision of clean and safe drinking water.
The rains are going to intensify. All those shallow wells will become contaminated and people will be prone to have the disease of cholera. So as protection and prevention is better than cure, so looking at that, Muslim Social Welfare Trust, in collaboration with the Office of District Commissioner of Lusaka, we have started drilling 20 boreholes in Lusaka District.
Chinika Ward 11 Councillor has appreciated this gesture by the Muslim Social and Welfare Trust.
So to protect this borehole, we've brought it in a place that is enclosed. So the only thing that we're going to do is to have a gate there. But also, we want to use this platform to speak to our residents here in Kanyama, to say every public property must be protected by us, citizens of this country, because they belong to us.
Mijelo Mwemba reporting for Zanis in Lusaka.
Government has disclosed that the Public Order Act is in the process of being reviewed and will soon be brought to Parliament for debate. Information and Media Minister Cornelius Mwetwa says government is aware that the country is eagerly waiting for the Public Order Act to be brought to Parliament following its proposed repeal and replacement by the Zambia Law Development Commission earlier this year. Mr. Mwetwa told Zanis in an interview that there are few clauses and that are needed to be refined through further consultations from stakeholders to ensure that the draft copy submitted to Parliament does not raise a lot of debate. On January 16, 2023, the Zambia Law Development Commission handed over the proposed repeal and replacement of the Public Order Act as well as the proposed draft of the Public Gathering Act to the Ministry of Justice and Home Affairs for further scrutiny. The Public Order Act has been cited in the past as giving much freedom to the police, thereby suppressing the enjoyment of the fundamental rights of the freedom of association and assembly.
The Public Order Act is within the processes that will soon see the same brought before the doorsteps of Parliament. There was just one or two clauses that was being refined and tuned through consultations with the stakeholders to ensure that the draft product that is brought to Parliament should not have a lot of areas that will attract much debate, given that once that bill comes to Parliament to amend the Public Order Act, we should be able to go through with it expeditiously and with dispatch, in line with presidential directives that parliamentary business should be done quickly.
We now move to the Kabwe province. The Masaiti District Health Office has launched the voluntary medical male circumcision aimed at promoting healthy hygiene and scaling down the prevalence of new HIV and sexually transmitted infections. Details in this report.
The voluntary medical male circumcision campaign has proven to reduce the risk of HIV transmission by up to 60% in boys and men. It is against this background that government, collaborating with its partners, have continued supporting the implementation of the voluntary medical male circumcision in Masaiti District. And speaking during the launch of the voluntary medical male circumcision campaign, Shimibanga Ward Councillor Chembombo Fwana implored the boys and men aged between 15 to 49 in the district to respond to the call.
Transitioning the male circumcision program from a relatively vertical program to a routine one will be a key milestone in advancing the country's move to a sustainable program in the context of epidemic control. This plan will advocate for increased domestic funding for program sustainability. The goal of this NOP 2021 to 2025 is to achieve 95% coverage of voluntary medical male circumcision for uncircumcised HIV negative men within the core age group of 15 to 49 years by 2025. The focus on those aged between 15 and 29 years. As Masaiti District, I implore all male colleagues falling within this said age band to respond to this call and go for male circumcision.
And Zambia Integrated Health Hub Manager says her organization will continue to support government.
This VMMC launch is just an event that we wanted to just sensitize or open up to the community to say that we are supporting the Prevention Health Office in the 90 days VMMC campaign which the Ministry of Health has started. So part of this campaign is of course to support the launch. We are also supporting stakeholder engagement, road shows, outreach activities, and of course activities taking place at the facilities, and whilst integrating or leveraging the resources to other services that are of high priority, for example, maternal and child health.
The voluntary medical male circumcision has not only proven to be hygienically healthy, but also a cost-effective and cost-saving measure to the government. Nkwachi Chanda, Zanis, Masaiti District.
Still on health news, one site, Asilo Laxotika Foundation, has donated eye equipment and refurbished the eye clinic at Kabwe Urban Clinic, which will help the facility to operate as a full-fledged eye care and treatment facility. The health facility will now be able to conduct minor eye surgeries.
Uncorrected poor vision still remains a challenge, affecting over 2.7 billion people in the world. To provide comprehensive eye care and sight restorative services, one site, Sila Loxotica Foundation, has donated eye equipment and refurbished the eye clinic at Kabwe Urban Clinic.
Handover of the eye equipment, furniture, and rehabilitated office is testament to our shared dedication to addressing this need. No longer will the people of this community have to endure long, odious journeys to Kabwe, Kitwe, or Lusaka to assess the vital eye care services they require.
The equipment has been provided under a memorandum of understanding between the Ministry of Health and one site, Sila Loxotica Foundation.
The foundation's work focuses on partnering with governments and NGOs to create sustainable access to vision care, provide eye examination, eyewear services, fund local eye vision care programs, and raise awareness of poor vision among policy makers and at community level.
The district health officer has a caution on the utilization of the equipment.
That has been installed here has been installed at a very huge cost. We need to take care of it. Please. The responsible officers, it begins with you, they're in charge. We need to make sure that the equipment is well guarded.
Carlos Zanis, Kaprimposhi.
Still in the news, the Ministry of Health Permanent Secretary for Donor Coordination, George Sinyangwe, has officially opened the first ever scientific conference and annual general meeting of the Zambia Operating Theatre Nurse Interest Group. Dr. Sinyangwe has also launched the 2023 Operating Room Nurse Day. Here are the details.
This is the first ever scientific conference and annual general meeting of the Zambia Operating Theatre Nurse Interest Group. The 3 days conference, which has attracted health practitioners countrywide, aims at strengthening the operations of theatre nurses in the country. The Zambia Theatre Nurse Interest Group interim chairperson Lillian Mwape explained more on the importance of this conference.
Our vision as ZOTNIC is to consistently educate and update all theatre nurses on the new developments in perioperative nursing care, using evidence-based research, leadership skills to promote quality of care. Therefore, as ZOTNIC, we endeavor to pursue the highest level operating theatre nursing excellency through development of human resource, theatre standards and ethics, advocacy on surgical policies, and promote evidence-based practice, incorporating research.
Ministry of Health Permanent Secretary Donor Coordination, Dr. George Sinyangwe, officially opened the conference. Dr. Sinyangwe also launched the 2023 Operating Room Nurse Day.
The ministry desires to ensure quality health services at all levels of care, and we work tirelessly to ensure that theatre nurses are motivated and retained. Ladies and gentlemen, furthermore, my ministry will support developments and improvements in peri-operative care by creating platforms for exchanging knowledge, ideas, and best practices regarding the provision of peri-operative health care.
Different stakeholders were present and made their call to improving the welfare of theatre nurses in the country.
The people before you here are one of the most hardworking in our nursing profession. As they do abnormal working hours, being the order of the day, they need to be appreciated and recognized, both in rural and urban areas.
Jane Simalumba Zanis in Lusaka.
Still in the news, the Drug Enforcement Commission Director General Nason Banda says the reopening of the Canine 9 unit at Chirundu 1 stop border will enhance the detection of illicit drugs and other concealed contrabands by smugglers. Mr. Banda was speaking when he commissioned the reopening of the unit at Chirundu border. More in this report.
In order to curb trafficking of illicit drugs, unlicensed firearms, and other concealed contrabands by smugglers into Zambia as the country of destination or transit, the Drug Enforcement Commission (DEC) introduced the K9 unit in its operations. Introduced in 1990, the K9 unit has proved to be a great addition in DEC's operations in enforcing border controls by smugglers who use sophisticated methods of concealing their dangerous contrabands in their continued attempt to evade physical checkups at the border posts. Briefly closed in order to facilitate routine maintenance, the K9 unit has triumphantly returned to service at Chirundu one-stop border post.
Our vision as K9 is actually to decentralize the services and be present in all the strategic zones, especially the airports as well as the border towns. With the current deployment of K9s at Chirundu border, we indeed add a service to the security and service to the public of the border town. The K9s will form an integral part of the enhanced security by the border. The unit will work closely with other officers and other institutions as stakeholders.
Coming of the dogs again, it will help us at least have the ability to take more drugs which are passing, because we are aware that drugs are passing here. So with the dogs, we are sealing up the security and be able to detect those drugs which are hidden because of the ability of the dogs, which we know they cannot be we cannot be compromised, yes, in short.
Regrettably, Zambia continues to face serious drug problems, with illicit drugs still finding their ways into local communities and families, despite concerted efforts.
Canines once again showcased their remarkable abilities. Their invaluable assistance in a crucial operation led to the seizure of not only illicit money, but also dangerous firearms and even precious metals. Our commitment, ladies and gentlemen, to maintaining the highest operational standards has been unwavering, and we are proud to reinstate this critical asset for the service of the people of this great nation, Zambia. Our four legs friends, ladies and gentlemen, possess an unparalleled ability to uncover hidden contraband, helping us unveil even the most cunning attempts to smuggle illicit substances into Zambia, thereby safeguarding the security within our borders and where we have colleagues at countries that are bordering our country. These canine heroes, ladies and gentlemen, guided by their skilled handlers, as we have seen today in the demonstration, have become an essential tool to us as a commission in curbing drug trafficking and narcotic drugs. Their keen senses and unwavering loyalty make them very, very essential, if not more than essential partners in the fight.
By reopening the K9 unit at Chirundo One-Stop Border Post, the Commission is reaffirming its commitment to comprehensive border security with the K9 unit at its disposal. Zanis reports in Chirundo District, Southern Province.
Government is elated with the positive impact of social cash transfer program in Nakonde District. Muchinga Province Deputy Permanent Secretary Matthews Chikwekwa visited some beneficiaries who showcased their achievements and shared their success stories. Titani Zulu has the rest of the story.
A number of social cash transfer beneficiaries in Nakonde District are transforming their lives with the assistance from the program. Beneficiaries are now able to renovate their houses, provide a safer and more comfortable living environment for their families, while some beneficiaries have chosen to invest in farming to sustain their livelihoods.
Futi sinya ulianye na kugadeni ulianye awe nalola utumara tereza njava twakumana
tena poka na chitaka mfuko kanga kamfundo kama ndio so abanensera ne yakulimisisha chire chula kufa yashaba nanji kafwe niko mundi bineko hapo so ndeto tera sana hii program itwalilile.
Muchinga Province Deputy Permanent Secretary Matthews Chilekwa visited some beneficiaries to witness the impact of the social cash transfer program firsthand.
The beneficiaries, yes, they're on the ground to see that they employ means of survival besides social cash transfer. So it's something that the government should be appreciated for, because they're reaching the people, because those are the vulnerable of the vulnerable societies. So from what we have seen here, actually, it's terrific to see that the program of social welfare is taking course.
And Muchinga Provincial Social Welfare Office disclosed plans of increasing the number of social cash transfer beneficiaries in the district.
Nakonde has a total number of beneficiaries amounting to 8,225. And on top of this, government has plans to scale up on the number of beneficiaries in Nakonde district and in Muchinga in particular.
Titani Zulu reporting for Zanis in Nakonde District, Muchinga Province.
Central Province Minister Princess Kasune has advised young girls to concentrate on their education and not engage in sexual activities. Ms. Kasune said this when she gave a lecture to pupils at Kapiri Girls Technical School in Kapiri Mposhi District. Jupikile Nkunika now reports.
It is no doubt that boys, and in some cases men, pursue young girls who are in school. But girls are likely to acquire sexually transmitted infections, fall pregnant, or drop out of school into child marriages if they follow this path. Having fallen pregnant in grade 12, Central Province Minister Princess Kasune wants young people to take lessons from her experience. She advised girls at Kapiri Girls Technical School to abstain from sexual activities at an early stage.
I ended up becoming pregnant at the age of 18. Not my children, never sugar dad, can you ever bless her? You may call the blessers whatever that was sugar dad. I didn't just end up pregnant, I dropped out of school.
Provincial Permanent Secretary Milna Kabwe is concerned that the school last year recorded unexplained fires.
But you have every reason to check what is going wrong and identify it, walk to the head teacher's office and say, Madam, something is wrong. Why should I have a school being burned 3-4 times?
Chief Nkole of the Swaka people is cautioning the girls against getting excited about attracting the opposite sex.
Intermissions
Hlupekile Nkonika for Zanis in Kapirimposhi District, Central Province.
Government has projected to grow the country's gross domestic product to $40 billion by 2026 from the current $29.8 billion. Minister of Infrastructure and Housing and Urban Development, Charles Milupi, has explained that once Zambia's GDP grows, even the debt stocks of the country will be manageable. Mr. Milupi said this when he addressed Zambian diplomats accredited to the Republic of Malaysia, where he is attending the International Construction Week. Here are other details.
Malaysia, a country with a gross product of about $373 billion, is one of the fastest growing economies in the world. The Zambian government, through Housing, Infrastructure and Urban Development Minister Charles Milupi, has since tasked the diplomats accredited to Malaysia to continue working towards realizing opportunities from this part of the world that will help to create opportunities for Zambia's own social and economic growth.
The focus of the president is to grow the economy. Okay. And to grow the economy, we have to leverage also the private sector. But we also understand that commerce and trade is key to growing our economy. But to trade, you need a market.
The minister further indicated that the Zambian government is targeting to grow the country's GDP from the current $29.8 billion to around $40 billion by 2026.
If the GDP grows to the right levels, even the debt that we have now becomes manageable. When we took over office, the GDP to debt ratio, or debt to GDP ratio, was around 150%, totally unmanageable.
Meanwhile, Zambia's High Commissioner to Malaysia, Moka Mumba, has pledged to work hard to expand the scope and depth of cooperation between Zambia and Malaysia.
The team and I are going to make sure that we pay particular attention to these items, which are very valuable for our country. Otherwise, we wish to thank you for all those pointers and the words of encouragement.
Mr. Milupi is in Malaysia to participate in the International Construction Week, which is expected to officially open on the 16th of November 2023 under the theme Leading Environmental, Social and Governance in Construction. The event will focus on how the construction industry can adopt sustainable practices to reduce its environmental impact and improve its social and governance performance. Kalan Muchima, reporting for Zanis in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia.
As we end the news, we recap on the headlines. Over 250 livestock slaughtered in Kalomo. Borehole drilling launched in Lusaka. Kapiri Urban Clinic receives eye equipment. Plus, social cash transfer makes positive impact in Nakonde. Thank you so much for staying with us. Remember, we are one Zambia, one nation. My name is Juliet Mtele saying bye-bye and God bless.